Hi everyone, what is up? It is Avery and welcome to Teendom Talk Show, the talk show for the kids, the teens, and everyone in between. Now, I am so excited for today's episode. As you guys can see, my hair is down, which is something I don't do all of the time. Like, it's not something that I do very often. My hair in the front is very long, I know, but it boosts my confidence so much. So I'm so excited right now. But I hope that you all have had an amazing Friday. Today is the 25th of February, which means there are only 3 days left in this fantastic month, which is Black History Month, which has me so sad. But remember, Black History Month, we don't just have to celebrate Black culture in February, okay? We can do it in March, April, May, June, July, August, every other single month within the year. We are going to celebrate Black excellence, okay? Let me just put that out there for you all. But before we get into our very last episode of our Black History Month series and this week's episode of Teendom Talk Show, make sure to like, subscribe, hit post notifications, comment down below. Yeah, make sure to comment and make sure to share with friends and family and do all of that jazz to officially become a part of the Teendom, because best believe you know that you want to. You know that you want to. I hope that you all enjoyed today's episode. Today, we are having a lot of fun. We are going to have a lot of things planned. It is our last episode. We have to go out with a bang, people. But before we get started, you guys know that at the beginning of each Black History Month episode, we are going to have my personal Black History Month crash course. A little sad that this is our last one of the Black History Month series, but this is someone I am so excited to share with you all. So let me pull her up really quick. You know, we got to get into our crash course, Black History Month crash course 4. Our very fourth one, and our last one, which has me a little sad. But we'll be talking about Biddy Mason. So in 1886, Bridget, aka Biddy Mason, became one of LA's first Black real estate moguls. So she sold 2 lots out of the outskirts of this tiny pueblo in the city for $250. And yes, $250 for a pueblo may be a little bit not as expensive now, but $250 then was a huge deal. And this was the first piece of land that she had ever owned, which was remarkable considering that she spent the first 37 years of her life enslaved. And in 1886, she was only in her early 40s. So she had just recently become not a slave anymore. And by her death in 1891, she had made a fortune of $300,000, which now is $6 million, which is huge. And she became one of the richest colored women west of the Mississippi, which I think is so cool. Like, when I first learned that she learned about her existence, I was really shocked, and I was surprised that this was someone that in school I had never learned about Biddy Mason. I never knew anything about her until I did the research for this Black History Month crash course, and I was just like, wow, this is someone that I have to share with you all because she is Black excellence. And this is something that a lot of people may not know. You may not know about LA's first Black real estate mogul. Like, she was the first, and thanks to her, she paved the way for so many others in real estate. So props to Biddy Mason. I am absolutely in love with everything that she did and she accomplished. And I wanted to be able to share this with you guys during the last week of our Black History Month crash course because she is fantastic. She is a Black girl who rocks, everybody. I mean, I had to put that out there. I love my Black Girls Rock family. And I just wanted to share this with you all. And that also leads me a little bit into who we will be talking about today, which is the Charm City Buyers. But before we get into that, I have one last thing I want to share with you guys before we get into our very special guest. So, as some of you all may know, if you watched last week's episode, we had on Nyla, the CEO of Rarebreed Cosmetics. And back then, which was only really a week ago, surprisingly. It feels a little bit longer. She announced that she will be releasing her newest collection, which is now officially out, everybody. So before we got into the Charm City Buyers, I just want to be able to show you all her new collection. It is so fantastic. I am so very proud of her. This is the new Rarebreed Cosmetics website. Here you will be able to see some of the top sellers of the new collection, which is Resilient and Winter. After the show, am purchasing Winter because I absolutely love the color. I love the colors of all of them, but I especially love Winter. So I think that's the one that I'm going to purchase. But here is the website, www.rarebreedcosmetics.com. So after the show, make sure to go and and cop some of the brand new lip glosses that just dropped a part of her collection because they are fantastic. I have been a Rarebreed shopper since 2020 and my lips are always killer because of these. And I just want to put that out there for you all to make sure to go and support, show Nyla some love. So after this, make sure to go to rarebreedcosmetics.com, give them some love on Instagram, do all of that, and make sure to support. So now, let's get into the Charm City Buyers. I am a huge fan of the Charm City Buyers, and unfortunately, they could not be here with us on this week's Teendom Talk Show episode live, but we did a nice pre-recorded video, a nice pre-recorded interview with them that we will be sharing with you all today to learn more about the Charm City Buyers and all of the work that they have done with building their very own empire in the city of Baltimore and how they are continuing to help the youth and others who want to get into real estate with their next Gen Accelerator. I am just so excited. They are Black excellence, and may I remind you, they are couple entrepreneurs. So they are Black love, which I always love seeing. I love being able to see Black love. I'm a little bit of a hopeless romantic, but I just absolutely love them. Their aura, being able to speak with them was one of the best experiences. So I'm going to share with you the interview that we were able to have. Let me know if you all enjoy, and let's get into this interview with them. Hello, everyone. It's Avery here, and today I am sitting down having a fantastic conversation with the Charm City Buyers. How are you both today?
We're doing well. Hey, Avery, how are you?
Yes, thanks for having us.
I am doing so well. I'm so excited to just be sitting here chatting with you guys. This is my first time meeting the both of them, and I'm just like, I'm shook. I've been following the Charm City Buyers for a long time, so I'm so excited to have you both on the show with me today. Before we get started, do you both mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Khalil.
Yep, and I'm Kiara. So we are all about investing and developing in Baltimore. So we always say we're about two things: that's building wealth and closing that wealth gap, leveraging real estate, and building Baltimore, being really thoughtful and intentional about what it looks like for cities like Baltimore to change and develop, and being able to have a say on what that looks like.
Oh, I love that. And I love what you guys have been constantly doing. There may be some that are watching that have no idea what Charm City Buyers is. Do you mind explaining to us what is Charm City Buyers and how and when it got started?
Yeah, so Charm City Buyers is a real estate development company and an education firm. So we build, fix, and flip houses. We rent houses as well, and we coach people on the process, specifically right here in Baltimore City. We got started about 10 years ago when we purchased our first multi. It was a vacant shell, 3-unit. We purchased it, we fixed it. We still own it today, and then we just kept going after that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you guys have been in this game for a long time, huh?
Yeah,
Sure.
It's been 10 years. We've kind of built our, 7-figure portfolio within the first 4 to 5 years in investing, and kind of continue to grow and expand not only our portfolio, expand our impact through relationships, and how we're able to really be involved all in on what's happening in Baltimore, from collaborating with other developers, our own developments, as well as within the city and the state housing departments and everyone in between there. But even beyond that, for us, it was never enough that, we were able to win and hit some really dope goals in real estate. It was really about how do we leverage what we learned well and what we learned the hard way, and take the fact that, we earned a seat at the table here in Baltimore real estate development, but we also were very intentional about building our own and making sure that we were ushering in the next wave of investors and developers into rooms that we had to kick the door down for. So that's what we're all about.
I think one of the things that I love the most about the both of you guys is that you aren't just doing this for yourself, but you're doing it to help others in Baltimore and even in so many other places just learn more about the real estate market. When you both first bought your first property, would you say you knew a lot about the real estate market before?
Yeah. No way. We were like 22, 23 years old, fresh out of college. We knew just as much nothing as most other people do when they're getting started. I think the only difference between us and anybody else was we leaned into that fear, right? We leaned into the fact that this is what we decided we wanted to do, and became relentless in the pursuit of making that happen. So we decided, in June that we were going to start investing, and had our first property under contract by October, and really had to be all in the school of hard knocks on figuring it out, which there's a lot of things that we could have done better or smarter or got done faster, had we had different resources or somewhere to go for the answer. But at the end of the day, we just chose, to do the work and not to quit.
And that's why we decided to be the resource for so many others. It's important. You got to be able to lift as you climb. Otherwise, nothing really changes. And that was a huge part of why we started in the first place. We wanted to build wealth. We wanted to impact communities positively. We wanted to have something that we could pass forward.
And I wanted to leave my job.
And we wanted to leave yeah, absolutely. We wanted to work for ourselves. Nothing wrong with that. We wanted that wealth. We wanted that lifestyle. But being able to help others and lift as we climb is key to what we do every day.
Yep. Oh my gosh. And you guys are like the definition of being your own boss. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And something that I find kind of interesting. I'm 14 years old. And because I'm 14, I know that I really, really do want to get into real estate when I'm older, because I know it'll build generational wealth. My mom has done real estate in the past, and it's something that I find super cool. So something I know in the future I'm going to do is the next Gen Accelerator, which I'm excited to be able to do that in the future. Do you mind telling everyone what the next Gen Accelerator is?
Yeah, so the Next Gen Accelerator, that's my personal baby. I have Michaela and I have the Next Gen Accelerator. So Next Gen really was born out of that transition of me going into full-time entrepreneurship and running the real estate business full-time, and really needing to have that outlet where I was pouring into other people. And so Next Gen is our mentorship and coaching program, where our goal is that people are buying real estate specifically in Baltimore within the first 6 months of joining us. So Next Gen is full of obviously information, but really having the access, the resources, the guidance, and the tools that folks need to not only be successful in investing in real estate, but really how do you invest in a city like Baltimore, where you're able to do that, build wealth, right? Do what you have to do for yourself, and do it in a way that's going to add value into the communities in which we're investing. So we know and understand that, what's happening in Baltimore is not going to stop, right? It's not going to slow down. There's a lot of development happening. There's a lot of changes in the city. And so we wanted to leverage Next Gen as an opportunity to fast track folks into the Baltimore real estate market, make sure that we not only get a piece of that pie, but also we have the opportunity to shift what it looks like for Baltimore to grow.
Oh, and one thing that I just love about Next Gen Accelerator is that it is a mentorship program. So you're mentoring other young people like myself, and of course, some a little older than me that are kind of legal to buy a property at that age. You're helping them grow in their journey with real estate, and teaching them things that you, when you first started, may not have known, because like you said, you both were young. You didn't know too much about the real estate industry. And now you guys are like on top of it, especially in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I love that about you guys. I love that. What would you say is some advice that you would give to your younger self when first starting this journey that may have made things a little bit easier?
I think one piece of advice, and I think about that in terms of like real estate, like specific real estate, but I also think of it just as like life skills and just intangibles that I would have told my younger self. I think one of the first things I would have told myself is just focus, right? Pick a path and focus on it, and just keep on going with that. That way, as you kind of grow and as you move forward, that yes, this is the path that I'm moving towards. This is my true north. And just keep pushing through it.
Yeah, I think for me, it would be learning that much earlier to have the audacity to ask, right? So being able to empower yourself to ask questions and leverage your leverage your resources and your network as much as possible, because there are people who want you to win, right? And so how do you really take advantage of that opportunity? number one. And number two, I'd probably be a little bit more gentle, like be a little bit more gentle with yourself and trust the process and enjoying the journey.
Oh, I find that so, like, that's good advice for like me too. I'm like learning some tidbits from you guys today. And I just know that there are so many young people out there that definitely needed to hear that advice. And that kind of leads me into my next question. I don't want you guys to give away all of your mentorship tips, but what would you say are some tips that you would give to young entrepreneurs or young people that just want to get into real estate that you think are definitely things that they should know?
Yeah, so I would say in the age of social media and there's YouTube for everything, and now reels are like 10 seconds long. So remember that the process is longer than a clip you see online. So I think for younger folks today, there's probably even more pressure to feel like you should have been there, done it, already. When the truth of the matter is that for true success, it's really not just about those big, huge wins, but the steps that you're taking each and every day. So every single day, you should be doing something towards your goals, but it doesn't always have to be, a slugger home run every single day. Sometimes it's just about putting one foot in front of the other. So definitely kind of putting a little bit of reality to social media and the internet is going to be really important for young folks, I think.
That's a really good one. Really good one. I think when I think about my journey and kind of those long-term goals, I would say to kind of determine what your goal is and then go in the pursuit of it. And make sure that what you're buying, what properties you're buying directly aligns with your goals. If you want kind of long-term comfort, residual income, then you probably shouldn't be flipping houses, right? And there are different types of investments also. And also read as many business books as you can. The popular ones, the ones that, bestsellers, the ones that people oftentimes quote and talk about, pick them up and read them.
Yeah, for me personally, that's just jumping off of that. I'm sorry. I have on my phone, like a little notepad, the notepad app on your phone.
Yeah.
Anytime someone mentions a book that mildly piques my interest, I add it to a list.
Yeah, I got the same
And
thing.
so I'm constantly going through my list as my next book. I scan the list of things and I choose one. So my list is always growing and shifting. But just kind of taking, again, like leveraging that network, leveraging those resources and empowering yourself.
I'll even take my list and I put the person's name by it. And I'm like, okay, this person, I kind of respect this person, and let me read that book next.
Oh my gosh, I need to create one of those lists. Do you guys have any ideas of books that maybe I should try and purchase? So I can make a list on my phone.
Yeah, let me see. I do have some lists. Let me see what I can find.
True North is a great book. Profit First is an awesome book. The Way of the Superior Man is fantastic. And Kira's got a bunch.
I'm literally going to pull up my list of books. I know you said you're going to edit this later, so.
Oh my
God. Let's see.
I'm like actually creating something in my notes app right now. Like
really good book. Some that I've read, semi-recently, I guess. The Year of Yes was really great. The Big Leap was pretty good. Well, all these are good. Let's see. Another one that I think is really great for folks to read is what's the book of Reginald Close's book?
Oh yeah. Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?
Yep, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? That's a really good one. There's tons. I literally have a checklist all through here.
Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Fantastic
That's
book.
a good one.
Yep.
Oh, my fingers are gonna be cramping after writing all of these books. Oh my gosh. I love how you guys have been using so many different resources to be able to help you. And something that I also find so beautiful, even while just sitting here having this conversation with you guys, is the strong partnership that you have. I just know that has to play such a key role. And you two are couple entrepreneurs, couple goals. I love that. What would you say it's like for both of you working together as couple entrepreneurs, building this empire that you have started from the ground up? What would you say makes that experience so special?
It's fun. I think it's a fantastic thing. I mean, it doesn't get any better, to be completely honest. There are highs and lows, obviously, and some days are different than others. But at the end of the day, we're together in business. We're together as a couple, and the reality is that where most people have 24 hours in a day to work their business and grind it and do whatever they need to do, we've got 48 hours. There are two of us, so that we can bounce off of each other and make sure that if somebody's feeling a little bit low one day, the other person knows exactly how to step in and get things done. And it continues to work and helps us to grow.
My heart is like touched. I know that February is Black History Month, but it's also the month of love. And it's so great to see. It is so great to see. And also, a question that I have for you: are both of you from Baltimore?
So I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah, I am not. So I'm from about an hour outside of Baltimore. I used to come here all the time as a kid, but Khalil's the one who's a Baltimore native.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys have a very special attachment to this city. And that leads me into one of the questions, which I feel is the most important, because you guys back Baltimore all day, every day. What makes Baltimore so very special? Also special in the real estate market and just in general?
Sure. In general, right? Baltimore has such a complex and beautiful history, right? And so you come into Baltimore, and if you are really able to take everything in, the architecture, and like there's so much true charm in Charm City that you can that just has so much to offer. The people of Baltimore, the culture, it's just a really amazing city. The arts here, and so that in and of itself makes Baltimore a city that will always be near and dear to not only our hearts, but so many others. But then if you take it kind of one step into the real estate market, of course, you do have that beautiful architecture still, the historic homes where we're really building and restoring the historic fabric of the city. And Baltimore, there's a lot of kind of be it right or be it wrong when it comes to investing in Baltimore. Your return on investment tends to be pretty darn strong when you know what you're doing and you understand how to navigate the city. So property values are relatively low, rental rates are pretty high, and now we're in a cycle of appreciation with a lot of development coming and happening in the city. So we're seeing property values starting to increase at a faster rate. So Baltimore's one of the cities that are left, right, for us to be able to not only see the opportunity in, but really be part of, that transition.
Oh my gosh, I have never been to Baltimore, but you both are making me want to go. Like now, I'm going to Baltimore for sure. And I've seen so many beautiful things about the architecture that's there, which is one of the reasons that I even got into seeing Charm City Buyers in the first place, actually. And I'm just like, it is so nice. Like I actually love and I wouldn't even consider myself like the hugest architecture person, but the architecture there, it just draws you in, even the people that may not be super duper attracted to that type of thing. So, it does make the city really, really beautiful. And just the community there that you all have described, it just has me like, I love that. And one thing that Charm City Buyers has done, it has helped all types of people trying to go into real estate, but especially the Black community. And one thing that I want to know from you all is, how do you hope to inspire and continue to work for the Black community with all of the work that you do?
Yeah, I think it's just really important that we see ourselves represented in what's happening in different spaces across the board, right? So whether it's us in real estate and doing real estate really young, to whatever other sector, like we have the ability and opportunity to be able to change the narrative and what it looks like for our next generations to come up. And for me, what's really important is, I like to say we're pretty regular, right? I'm not one to put on a ton of airs and do a whole bunch of extra stuff just to be online, because I think it's important that we know and understand that, it doesn't take a trust fund. You don't have to be some over the top person or have even the deepest pockets all the time. It's really about what is it that you want to do and accomplish, and what are you willing to do to make that happen. And at the end of the day, the smartest person in the room will eventually get outworked by the person who wants it more. And so, you know, when we collectively decide that we want to take the reins on what it looks like for us, then we're going to do the work and make it happen. And that's really what I'm all about.
Yeah, so it's like there's a lot of theory and education that we love to extend to folks, so that folks just know intellectually how and why and when and where and all those kinds of things. And it's also a lot of leading by example. So just like as we continue to do more and as we continue to grow and bigger projects and more collaboration with different partners, we want to be able to continue extending that to our community, so that our community learns the difference between scarcity versus abundance, or learns the differences between like Googling facts and really building a network of professionals and experts around you who know this and do this type of stuff every day, right? There's a lot of skills that that, you know, as we continue to grow and as we continue to get bigger and better, we want to extend those skills to as many of our folks as possible.
Oh my gosh. And you definitely are doing that. I am sitting here so inspired by this conversation. I know that everybody else is. And I especially know that your daughter has such beautiful role models too.
Thank you.
You mentioned her. How old is she?
She's 8.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know for a fact she's just taking note for sure. And you both are truly the definition of Black excellence, which is why I found it just so powerful that we have the opportunity to have you on for the last week of our Black History Month series. And you both are just killing the game in real estate, in Baltimore, just everywhere. So I want to give you guys like a little clap. If there was a live audience here, they'd be clapping here, but you guys yourself like a pat on the back, because you guys have done a fantastic job. Oh, wait, you guys froze for a second. Can you see me okay? Okay. There you guys are. Now I can see you. I was having a hard time seeing you for a sec. But the last thing that I want to be able to ask you both today is, where can people find you and Charm City Buyers, and where can they reach out, potentially join the Next Gen Accelerator, all of that stuff?
Yes, so we're pretty easy to find. You can find us all over the internet, Charm City Buyers. So it's at Charm City Buyers on Instagram and Twitter. We also have our Facebook page, and probably one of the best places to go, in addition to Instagram, is going to be our YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos and property tours and all kinds of stuff on our YouTube channel. And for those who want to learn more about not only the Next Gen Accelerator and our mentorship program, but really just learn more about Baltimore, we do have a free class that is a lot of fun and a ton of information for folks to sign up for. So you can learn more about that at charmcitybuyers.com.
Oh, okay, everyone. If you need to rewind that and re-listen so you can make sure to go check them out after the episode, feel free to do that. But all of their social medias, the Charm City Buyers website, where you can find out about the Next Gen Accelerator, it is all in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode. So make sure to take a little look once you're finished watching so you can check out all things Charm City Buyers. Thank you both so much for being on the show with me today. Do you have any last words for the audience?
Well, thank you for having us. Fantastic what you're doing, and it sounds like you're catering to a market that needs it, so we appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thank you. And for everyone listening, just keep doing the work, focus on your goals, and let's go get it.
Yeah, let's go get it. Thank you so much. Let's get back on into the episode, everybody. Oh my gosh. First off, I just want to say, do you guys feel the Black excellence radiating the way that I did after just rewatching that? Because when I tell you, I ran to my mom after I finished up this interview with them. And I would say this was maybe 2 days ago. And I was just like, this was one of the most inspiring conversations I have had in a long time. They are doing such a great job. Kira, Khalil, the both of them are just fantastic. Make sure to check out the Charm City Buyers immediately. If you are interested in real estate, I highly suggest the next Gen Accelerator. And I'm like actually not just saying that because they were guests on the show. I'm saying that because it is just that fantastic. If you guys did not know that the Charm City Buyers have been doing this next Gen Accelerator and have been helping people just elevate their career in real estate and building an empire just how they have. I also am just gonna slightly screen share the next Gen Accelerator website so you guys can understand what it looks like, because there is a lot that you will be able to learn from this program. So you can make sure to apply. There are so many different things that you can learn and benefit from. Also, their daughter, Michaela, is just so cute. But make sure to check them out. Also, all of their information that they listed, their social medias, their website, where you can check out Charm City Buyers, is in the description of this Teendom Talk Show episode. So please make sure once the episode is over to fully check them out, because you definitely need to. It is it is a necessity, genuinely. Make sure to give them all of the support and love that they deserve. So now, before closing out this fourth and final episode of the Black History Month series, which is honestly gonna make me shed a tear because I love doing this series so much for you all, we'll be closing it out with a amazing, inspiring, touching performance for those of you all that were watchers and viewers of Teendom Talk Show at the time. During last year's Black History Month, we were able to have an amazing poet come on and finish us out with her and her friends. Her name was Raven. She did a fantastic job. And after that, I just wanted to be able to have something else to finalize everything that we have been trying to focus and implement on during this Black History Month series. And my friend MJ, oh my gosh, we have been friends for a long time. We went to dance together and now we still keep in contact. And they did the best slam poetry I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of slam poetry. I'm a big slam poetry watcher. I love watching them. They're so much fun to watch. And MJ did a fantastic piece called Do Not Speak, Don't Speak. It was amazing. And it was a performance that was done during the Black History Month special at Whitney Young High School, which is the school here in the city of Chicago. And it was actually like my dream school for like a long time. And MJ did the best performance. I absolutely loved it. And I am just so honored that they said that I could share it on the show with you all. I am so thankful that we have a video of this poem, of this amazing, fantastic performance. So make sure to stay here for our Teendom Talk Show Black History Month closing, which is MJ performing Don't Speak. So I'll play it for you all. It is fantastic. Prepare to maybe shed a tear or two, by the way.
Louder! Louder! I wrote something called Don't Speak about 2 months ago, and it's something that I've been told a lot. Don't speak, be quiet, lower your voice, and this is it. Don't speak like that. Quiet down. Don't speak like that. Don't speak like that. Don't speak. Don't speak. I always be saying, my bad. I always say things like language is a social construct, and if you correct how I speak, especially if your family ain't had black in their bloodline since Nero was emperor, I'll shut down your whole operation before you can even finish your sentence. And yet I still find myself critiquing my own speech, because as confident as I am and comfortable as I am in my culture, in my background, in my voice, and what leaves my mouth, I still hear those lingering voices from when I was just 6 years old. Finna, you are going to. Bowda, you are about to. Gone, you ain't gonna do nothing. Because you don't speak like that. They don't speak like that. They speak like that. You're better than them, are you not? This is not 79th and Racine. This is not 63rd and Ashland. This is not 83rd and Elizabeth. This is not your playground. This is not your home. And this is not yours. So don't speak like that. That's what the little voice in my head scream at me sometimes. I hear my ballet instructor. I hear my 4th grade teacher. I hear my relatives tutting at the news talking about they wish we wouldn't speak like that in front of the media. I hear a ton of white kids telling me I talk funny. I hear a ton of Asian kids asking me to speak properly. I hear a ton of non-Black Latinas getting called feisty and fierce and attractive for copying how I speak when I get called aggressive and rude and scary and intimidating and combative. And I be stressing my 8-year-old self out trying to speak right, speak good, speak proper, speak white because my biggest fear was being mistaken as them. My biggest fear was being mistaken as them. But at the end of the day, I've been them since birth because them was my front lawn and my backyard and my neighbors and my best friend and my family and me. I've been them since birth. And nothing I did will ever change that. And so, speak properly. Speak properly. Which turned to, don't speak. Developed my response of, nothing you or your goofy friends got to say to me will change how I speak, mind your business, and kiss my AF1s. Which was simplified a little bit to nothing that nobody say or do to me will ever change who I am and what comes out of my mouth. And if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns about what I just said, you can send $25 to Lowdown73 at Cash App. Thank you very much. Woo.
I don't even think I have to say anymore. I really don't. That was one of the best performances I have seen. It touched me so much because I feel as if it's something that so many Black people, almost all Black people, can relate to. So MJ, I just want to applaud you. They did a fantastic job, so make sure to show them some love. MJ's social media, Instagram, is linked down below with this Teendom Talk Show episode, so make sure to go follow, show them support. And I am just so proud of you. I know that you are watching this. I am just so proud of you. Hugs, we need to see each other soon. And also, you heard the Cash App, so make sure to go. Make sure to go. Just drop a little something in there. It's a nice, you did a fantastic job, okay? Because that was fantastic, MJ. Thank you for creating something so beautiful. And I'm so glad that we were able to have that poem to close out our Black History Month series. This is a very bittersweet moment for me because I love the Black History Month series that we get to do here on Teendom Talk Show. But always remember, I always tell people this, that we need to celebrate Black excellence, not just in the month of February. Black excellence needs to be celebrated year round. We need to remember to celebrate not only just our Black past, our Black history, but our Black present and our Black future. So please remember that. Please remember that. And thank you all so much for watching this week's Teendom Talk Show episode. I'm your host, Avery. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit post notifications, comment, share with friends and family, do all of that jazz to officially become a part of the Teendom. And with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your February 25th, a great rest of your February. And we will see you here back, same time, same place next week for another episode. Have a great night, everyone.